going on, Aces? Welcome back to the channel. I hope that all of you are enjoying your Tuesday evening. And baby, I'm trying to get caught up on all this good content, okay? January is coming strong. Do you hear me? 2024 is opening up with a bang. So Torrei Hart, the ex-wife of comedian Kevin Hart, announced that she is going on tour with Katt Williams following his bombshell podcast interview. And just a side note, shout out to Shannon Sharpe and Katt Williams, because that is one of the highest grossing interviews. I think it's the third highest grossing interviews in terms of views, because unlike other social media platforms, YouTube views cannot be manipulated. But it is the third largest in history that's outside of a mainstream, platform. So Katt and Shannon, they are doing their thing. Katt Williams, a marketing genius, right? And him bringing along Torrei Hart further speaks to his character, helping out, women, specifically Black women, right? And other comedians in terms of monetary gain. So shout out to Katt. So yesterday, Torrei Hart announced on her Instagram that she will join Williams on his The Dark Matter tour. And I might try to get a ticket. Hopefully it won't be too sold out in my area. But baby, I'm telling you, it's going to be gold. I can already tell. For select dates in January and February. This news comes less than a week after Williams mocked and criticized Kevin on Shannon Sharpe's Club Shay Shay podcast. During the nearly 3-hour episode, Williams also criticized several of his peers, including Steve Harvey, Tiffany Haddish, Michael Blackson, Ricky Smiley, and Cedric the Entertainer. Torrei and Kevin divorced in 2011 after getting married in 2003. And just on a side note, right, we've heard a lot of, the streets talking allegedly, because Kevin is litigious, right? Shout out to Tasha K and Kevin. But Torrei reportedly wrote a lot of his jokes. She said that during his early days that she really held him down, which she did. We saw that. And the fact that, Kevin stepped out on her and also stepped out on his, wife who was photographed stepping out on Nico Hart. That's just his pattern of behavior. And on another note, the interview that his Miss Shakes did, his former assistant did with Tasha K, she wasn't telling us anything that we didn't already know, that he didn't already get up on stage and let us know. That wasn't any big news that this man, has been unfaithful in his marriages. But I am glad to see that Torrei Hart is coming up and she's going to be recognized for her own, comedic chops. So shout out to that. Torrei says more dates are coming soon, she teased in the caption. It says Torrei appeared to lean into the recent controversy by resharing a clip from the interview. So in the clip she shared, Williams said that he only tours with comedians who are funny than me. That's another thing I love about Katt. Like he doesn't punch down, right? Like he lifts people up, and he only punches either up or laterally. And I love that about him, about his character. Katt Williams says, quote, anyone who told you differently is a fat Faison liar. Referring to comedian Faison Love. In the comment section, Haddish, who also caught heat from Williams, applauded Torrei. She said, congratulations. Oh my goodness. Representatives for Torrei Hart did not respond to her request for comment. Williams and Kevin have been in a mostly one-sided feud. Business Insider is so shady. They said a one-sided feud since 2014, although Williams took it to the next level when he suggested that Kevin was an industry plant during the Club Shay Shay podcast interview. This podcast, I'm telling you, it's picked up by all the news stations. I was watching the Golden Globes. They were asking the comedians about it, Cedric the Entertainer, about him, stealing Katt's joke. And I will say this about the interview. Not only is it doing record number streaming numbers, but every single comedian who's come out that's responded, one, the response wasn't funny, right? Like Luda maybe have been the funniest. He did a diss track. And even people were praising him for that. But nobody said that he was lying. Not one person said that Katt Williams told a lie. Not one. Now, Cedric, what he did say was that, it was a long time ago and he's a grown man, blah, blah, blah. But people pulled up the footage, side by side. Gary Owen on his podcast, he confirmed everything that Katt Williams said was true. Even the fact that, Gary was white and didn't cross over. He's like, well, that just means I didn't sell my soul. Shout out to Gary Owen. But nobody has said Katt Williams lied or, such and such of what Katt Williams said during that almost 3-hour interview wasn't true. I believe the things that he said was true. It bruised some egos, right? But I am glad to see that he is, again, helping women who perhaps, were overlooked in the past and helping them further their careers. So shout out to Katt for that. It says, quote, while the ride-along star has ignored Williams' insults in the past, Kevin responded to the podcast interview twice. Yeah, he did. And he promoted his upcoming movie Lift on Thursday and added a jab to Williams. He put on Twitter, quote, gotta get that anger up out of here, champ. Is honestly sad. In the meantime, please enjoy my movie trailer to my next film, Lift, which will be dropping on Netflix in 8 days. There's a moment in the trailer where Gugu says, they really love you. I now know. Okay. Katt didn't seem angry to me. He seemed like he was standing on business. He seemed like he was sick of people, disrespecting him and stealing his material, which is valid. But he didn't scream. He didn't yell. He sounded passionate. That's what he sounded. And the people can resonate with that, Like if you've ever worked with somebody who has stolen or done you wrong and you saw them prosper, that's a righteous anger. Like, yeah. But even then, Katt didn't seem angry. He just told his truth. And again, with Kevin, he's promoting his movie, which I'm not mad at that, right? He has a job to do. He didn't say that Katt lied about anything. Nobody has. And so that's how he was telling the truth. It says during an appearance on Friday's ESPN NBA Unplugged, Kevin also made several jokes about Williams and implied the comic exaggerated facts. So no, what Kevin was doing was he was trying to be funny, right, by roasting Katt, but those jokes didn't land because, again, Katt was telling the truth, and all Kevin could do was speak out of embarrassment. Like he just sounded like, he basically got called out, and nothing that any comedian has said, has been funny. Like I would have expected somebody to come back to try to roast Katt, because that's the generation that was like the dozens. It reminded me of when Katt was roasting Wanda Smith in Atlanta on the radio, that it did all those huge numbers, and she didn't roast him back, but got her husband to pull a pow pow on him at the comedy show. Like, no, if you're a comedian, right? Even in the 8th grade, if somebody came at you and was talking about your mama, you talked about them and you went back and forth playing the dozens. Katt Williams went on Wildin' Out. That's the whole premise of the show, right? They took the Dirty Dozens and they made it corporate, which is fine. I'm not mad at that, right? Nick Cannon, get your money. But that's what Katt was trying to explain to Wanda. He's like, I'm the wrong one to Jones on. Because if you gonna step to the king, okay, you best not miss. And that's exactly what Katt was saying, right? Like he's like, you can try to come at me, but you better come with it. You better bring your best. Kevin wasn't bringing his best, right? And now him bringing up his ex-wife, that's like checkmate. I have nothing but respect for Katt Williams because he is going to turn this into hopefully a multi-million-dollar empire. and I look forward to bringing you the updates. So with that being said, y'all let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Please be sure to like, share, and subscribe if you haven't done so already. And I will talk with you in the next video. Take care, Aces. Bye.